Hey, good evening. Welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. I wanted to do an update on Mitch, the Aussie Romanian, if we may call him that, because Mitch has been online and he has been saying that he wants to sell his farm. Now, the farm has had a great deal of work done on it. It's got all of the makings there of a piggery. It's got a lot of mangoes. It could be farmed as a mango farm. It has some extensive building has been put on there. Huge garage that will be almost like a warehouse, and he wants to sell. Now, we haven't done updates on Mitch before because we were never, got to be honest here, we were never close to Mitch, neither in way of thinking and talking and where we live. He lives far enough away that we wouldn't just stop by. So why are we now trying to help? Because I think that he actually needs help now, and we're kind of thinking that we knew him enough that we would want to help him. And I remember at one time he was generous, gave us a GoPro camera, and he gave that quite freely, and it was good at the beginning. Sometimes personalities clash, and that's a fact of life. But anyway, if you have seen him on his channel recently, it does look like he's lost a bit of weight, and so maybe if we go there and do a video on his property in the same way that we've been doing for friends who are over in the not Ubay but more like Trinidad area. He's just a little bit further than Trinidad, so we can go and we can do that. And anyway, we were going to combine it with a visit to see Bonnie and Michael from the Zamora farm, and so we thought all four of us would go up there and say hi to Mitch, and Beth and I will do a video and talk to him about exactly what's happening. He did break up with the girl that he was with, which was the second one, so not too much luck in love at the moment, and so we'll just try to help. With the properties that we've been showing, all of those properties we've done as a favour. Now, we do it as a favour. Now, evidently, it's obvious that we're not in real estate, we're not interested in being in real estate. We have lots of people suggest lots of different things that we could be involved in, like hiking trails, and put up another couple of guest houses and have people staying here as paying guests. We're just not interested in doing that. We have a job, which is making videos. And so when Marivek, the lady that is representing the sellers on these various properties, when she called us, we actually met her because we met the Alzheimer's, the old man who had Alzheimer's and stepped in front of our truck, and we ended up taking him home. And that couple, we met his wife, who was very upset about he had disappeared and she didn't know where, and they were obviously a very loving couple. And Marivek got in touch with us sometime later. We gave them a few groceries or something like that, and it turned out that their daughter had cancer. So it was a many-layered situation that was in there. Well, we got called in when they wanted to sell that property. They'd already moved out and moved in with one of the siblings, And so we went round there, we knew where it was, we went round and we did that one video. And that one video was of the property that was, I think, I don't know, 1.5 or possibly 3 hectares. And it was a bargain. It was only 350,000 pesos. It sold very, very quickly. Well, after that we made several other videos, and now every time Anna gets another property to sell, she calls us and says, could you come round and do a video? And we go round, and it shows us a different part of the country, and so we go around there and we do that as a favour. Now, why wouldn't we do that for Mitch? So we're not quite sure what Mitch's plans are, but evidently if he is selling, then there's some big changes afoot, and maybe he's going to try a different kind of life here in the Philippines, or what? Well, we'll hope to tell you about that when we go to see him, which will be this week. So watch out for the videos about Mitch and selling his farm. That should be certainly very interesting. I know that he's done quite a lot. He was a man, he was another man who people either liked or they didn't. Some people I like that. There's nothing apologetic about Mitch, if you like, and you either like him or you don't. But I remember when we went, he wanted to go, and when we first met, he wanted to go to the Village of Hope, to see the Village of Hope. And we explained that it was an orphanage that had about 45 children. And he decided, well, if we're going, we're going to take a lot of stuff. And we ended up taking I don't know, 5 or 6 or possibly 8 bags of rice, so that it was, let me see, there are 4 houses at the Village of Hope, and we ended up taking, I think, 2 bags for each house. So it was a lot. And then he decided that he wanted to give money to every one of the children, and he stipulated, he had his conditions. He stipulated that it had to belong to the child. It wasn't a way of giving to the orphanage. He wanted each child to have, I think at that time it was about 200 pesos. It was a lot for a child. And we lined all the kids up, and they came forward, three at a time, and he gave every one of the kids 200 pesos, which they never forgot. And the next time that we went, he took all kinds of other stuff. He took cakes, because it was a bicentennial. It was an anniversary, not a bicentennial. It was an anniversary, and we went there, and Mitch came with us as well, and he took bottles and bottles and bottles of water, you know, which they would keep the bottles. That's a gift, not just the water, and that would be a beneficial gift to them as well. And he took huge anniversary cakes from one of the good places where you can buy a cake. And so he was very generous. He was very generous, and the kids liked him very much. So here's a chance to show you a property that is a big property and had a lot done. So there's a terrific amount of potential there, that if you were in the market for a property such as that, it's not that far from the road, and it's not that far from, I think, Trinidad. So there's a lot going for it, okay? And as I say, he's had a terrific amount done, and there's stuff there which he may be willing to sell with the farm itself. There's a truck and tractor and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of equipment, which he may or may not want to take with him. So, that's my little update on Mitch, the Australian Romanian. A lot of all the Aussies said, well, he's not Australian, is he? And others said, no, he's Romanian. Okay, talk to you soon and watch out for that video. Bye for now.